he followed, and you're like, yeah, man, it's a good thing you didn't let me respond, you punk. Let me read to you this garbage quote from the founder of Dogecoin. Now, I, Richard Hart, brought Dogecoin adoption. Period. Hey, look, you want it to have a use case? You want to be able to use somewhere? Check it out. Sacrifice. Political statement.
That's right.
Mr. Palmer isn't building anything for Dogecoin. As a matter of fact, here's what he says. I don't even know how to do a bad accent for this guy, so I just won't. Fine. I should, though. I am often asked if I will return to cryptocurrency or begin regularly sharing my thoughts on the topic again. My answer is a wholeheartedly no. But to avoid repeating myself, I figure it might be worthwhile briefly to explain why here. After years of studying it, I believe that cryptocurrency is inherently right-wing, hyper-capitalistic technology built primarily to amplify the wealth of its proponents through a combination of tax avoidance, diminished regulatory oversight, and artificially enforced scarcity.
Crazy. Richard,
thanks, Jackson Palmer. You're a punk. You have developed what I call I sold my future for pennies on the dollar itis. You done messed up, boy. You made a cryptocurrency and you sold it all, and now you're super duper 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 mad that it keeps going up and up and up, and you're never going to be able to get any again. Your giant big bag of awesome expensive cryptocurrency is now a little tiny baby bag because you're broke.
Oh my God!
Stop trash talking crypto because you got wrecked and sold the bottom. Please.
Go crazy.
Now I could do a bad accent for this dude for the rest of his 10 or 20 posts, but I think you get the idea. It's a little crazy. A little weird. I don't know any founder that crap talks what he found as bad as this guy. Very silly. Silly boy. All right. Go back to chat here. Are there any other easy ones to watch? AVAX, XRP, ADA's UTXO.
That's crazy.
So that's not going to be easy.
Easy. It's easy, a billionaire. Easy.
I'll scroll through my Twitter.
Easy. And it only has 250,000 holders. Jesus Christ.
Match.xyz now has Hex in their search window again. Good job, guys. Ricardo Spagni, the founder of XRP, rather. Lol. Oh my God. XMR. Probably the largest anonymity set if you want privacy in blockchain. He said, curious to see if this outpaces BSC since they have a similar approach of forking ETH but using an alternate consensus mechanism. Thanks, Fluffy Pony. Appreciate it. Appreciate the shout out. Yeah, I would love to see Pulse Chain outperform BSC. Love it. You know, BSC, they just copy successful projects. Like, you know, instead of Uniswap founders being rewarded for their code being used on BSC, somebody forks it, and then they get rich. So PancakeSwap gets rich instead of the Uniswap guys. Well, is that better? I mean...
Yeah, the guys on PancakeSwap got super rich fast, man.
Open source means oftentimes open to copy.
Mad fast.
So Uniswap learned that, and now their V3 code isn't licensed to copy. So Pulse Chain is really neat in that the original founders that made awesome stuff will oftentimes be the ones to reap the rewards, because instead of having an empty chain that fills up with knockoff copies of awesome stuff, you just get the same awesome stuff. So I think it's a superior method. Reducing Ethereum fees, reducing pollution in the environment, reducing negative externalities which hurt price performance, reducing centralization due to bad staking game theory, and what else? There's something else. Rewarding the people that deserve it most. I think pulsechain.com is really awesome. Yeah. I mean, they said that these ones sucked, that these block explorers didn't work. But I'll just make sure. Let's click them. Yeah, that ain't working. And that ain't working. And that ain't working. Cool.
Man, I wonder, how is that even possible, man?
Hey, Trezor, your guys' block explorer, please change the gap limit, buy some extra CPU cycles, Have your code look a little bit further down the derivation path, please, because it's useless. Come on, man. It's like a one-line code change.
200,000, less than 300,000 holders in this.
And now I got to go on Twitter and post that those things suck and that those don't accurately represent what's really going on. So we don't really know how much.
That's amazing, man.
We don't. There could be a huge whale in Dogecoin. There could be a huge whale in Litecoin. There could be a huge whale in history. There could be a huge whale in Monero. There could be a huge whale in Zcash.
Wow.
And I just don't have the infrastructure sitting in front of me to look it up right now.
Doesn't make sense.
So
that's crazy.
It will be fun to find out the status of those networks.
Wow. Let me see the holders on this, man.
We all know that's how you normally sound off camera, Richard. Respect. Good one.
Crazy.
Richard, check the Bitcoin Crash wallet. Bitcoin Cash wallet.
Yeah.
I don't have it set up. What are your thoughts on mint only once capped already minted? I don't understand the question at all. Will our stakes in comp and AVA forked over? It's the entire system state. I mean, there's very little changes. So it's very, very likely that everything that you had on the ETH chain that you're going to have on the Hex chain. There's just some things that aren't going to make it, but the vast, vast, vast majority of things are. I understand there's no problem with sacrificing multiple ERC20 tokens one after another. I don't think so. Will Pulse Chain have any admin keys like Matic? No. If you are in cryptocurrency and you're using stuff with admin keys, why are you in crypto? Crypto is invented to get rid of middlemen and counterparty risk.
That's right.
An admin key is a middleman that is counterparty risk.
That's right.
No admin keys. No. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Hey, Richard, are we on UTC time or go to sacrifice? I don't think so. It is whenever the notification went out. So I guess we'll pick a specific time at some point, but like right now, it's not that important. Never felt better about dumping my money into an abyss in my life. Respect, man.
That's a fact.
You dumped it into abyss to support a political statement that speech is a protected human right and that blockchain is your speech. And I think that's an important concept. What's the timeline for mainnet launch? Well, it's subsequent to performance of testnet. I mean, testnet seems to be working amazing. So, but it's not public yet. Let's get public testnet out there. And if it works amazing, I mean, you could have mainnet a month later. I mean, you're basically like, you want dApps to have time to make sure that they can point to the nodes and servers and APIs that are the Pulse Chain network.
It's only 200,000.
And so there is some dev that needs to be done by teams that run front ends to make their user experience work on a chain that's a different IP, so to speak, with a different chain ID. So that is kind of a time gate on how much time you want to give dApp front ends to build and test against the infrastructure before you go to mainnet. And I think that's a very, very important phase. A very important phase. So you got to play it by ear. Basically, it's like, how well is the software running? I think it's going to run great. So far, it's been awesome. It's way exceeded my expectations. And then on that adoption side, you just have to play it by ear and say, all right, we've got like Pareto, 80% of the guys that we're going to easily get. So let's go mainnet. That's where the logic is on that. Will PHEX be $0 on the day of Pulse launch? It is designed to be, yes. Everything is designed to be $0 on Pulse Chain on launch. So it's better. The world is better that way.
Damn. Richard Hart got the cheat code. He must have got the cheat code, seriously.
Nobel Prize incoming for Richard. Thanks, man. Spin the watches, please. Basically, you think I'm a founder of multiple businesses and cryptocurrencies and books and movements, but in reality, I just spin watches for a living. This is my life. I'm like an organ grinder, a little monkey. That Hexologist, that was a great, short, sweet, simple to understand video on how to sacrifice. Thanks for doing it. There you go. Good reviews. Let's check out some price stuff. And by the way, if there's anything you guys want to ask right here in chat. 21,400 XRP. Bitcoin's at 32,400. And Hex is at 13.6 cents. An all-time high today of 14.8 cents. This AVAX address still sitting on 82 AVAX. I think that's like $1,000.
Damn.
The Ethereum chain sacrifice address is sitting at 35 million US dollar equivalent, with $29 million of that being Hex. Now, interesting game theory.
Okay.
Nobody knows what might or might not control these sacrifice addresses, if anything. Who knows? But if it was the case, that either there was no control or the control is of the mindset to not dump some things, well, then that would be a reduction in market supply for those things. Pretty cool. Pretty interesting. Now, the Sense Foundation, everything they get, they're dumping. They're dumping it. As soon as they get it, they're dumping it. If the person in charge of it's asleep, they can't do it while they're sleeping, but when they wake up, they're dumping it. Thank goodness they don't accept X. Interesting game theory. So whenever there's, if you try and analyze prices of things, supply and demand matters. And take Pulse Chain, for instance. If there's no inflation and the coins only get burnt when they're used for fees, 25% of them, well, that seems like a reduction in supply. Forever. Supply's not going up. Seems to me like that might go up in price. Start at zero, but who knows?
Wow, that's crazy. He's a real
Could go up in price.
He's a real legend.
So I think it would be neat if, how do you phrase this? I like the dream, the fantasy, the concept that over the passage of time, more and more Hex just doesn't find its way to market. And it becomes rarer and scarcer, and assuming static or increasing demand, that's beautiful for price. I like that idea. And that is, by the way, what the primary mechanism and value proposition of Hex is that it generates scarcity and positive price pressure through the delay of gratification, which is similar to virtual lending in that stakers lock their coins up, decreasing the market supply, putting positive price pressure, which can only be harvested by those that have liquid coins. And the premium that the liquid coins are paying for the ability to harvest that increase in value is that they're being diluted by the interest and inflation that the staker class is receiving. It's an amazingly beautiful design. Really beautiful. I think it's Nobel Prize winning, but I'm not an expert on economics prizes issued by the Nobel people. So, I think it's I've never seen people lock up so much money for 5.5 years average. And you got to have a lot of locks at 10 to 15 years to get a 5.5 year average. That is, we see big chunks of money getting locked for 15 years.
Wow.
5,555 days is the maximum stake length. I don't even need this. I'm not even listening to anybody. Goodbye, headset. Where are my homies spinning? Spin, you fools. I don't know why someone made spin. Richard, will there be a site or list where we can see the rank and sacrifice phase? I don't think that there's enough free developer resources in the Hex or Pulse communities to build out real-time monitoring infrastructure that has such a limited time of value.
Set the price right now.
That infrastructure would only be valuable for the next 19 days. So I just don't think it's a good use of. I mean, look, if you are in any of these coins that we're bringing adoption to, or if you're in the Hex community, or if you're in the Pulse community, and you want to make it easier to monitor these addresses that you have the XPubs for, please do so. But my gut feel is that these things will very likely be tallied at the end, because having a running total on the way is just time consuming, and it's only worth 19 days. Because then the sacrifice phase is over. So I'd love to see it. If somebody wants to one by one show real-time monitoring for those master keys and their derived addresses on those specific chains that aren't easily supported. Bitcoin Cash is easily supported. Nero is easily supported. Bitcoin is easily supported. The EVM chains, AVAX and Ethereum, are easily supported. The Sens Foundation addresses are easy because they only have a single address per an asset. That stuff's all very easy. The hard ones are the ones that have poor infrastructure. Dogecoin, Litecoin, probably Zcash. I don't think I'm missing any, but I don't have MetaMask here to go to the site and check. If I sacrifice 5,000 ETH, I should get a minimum of 1x Pulse released. So the way it works is, when you sacrifice your crypto in the Pulse sacrifice phase, it is to make the political statement that you believe that speech is a protected human right.
That's right.
And that blockchains are speech. Then the world sees that you did that and goes, you know what? We like that. We like you. You're cool, dude. We're going to put you in a sacrifice set. Here's a set of all the people that sacrificed, and here's how much to prove that they support this idea. Which, by the way, is speech itself. Saying that you believe and how much you believe is also speech. So then people can airdrop free things to that sacrifice set. You guys out there, developers, you're building coins. Here's an ideal set of like-minded individuals who are in the crypto space that believe in something great. You can airdrop them free stuff. The only thing I know of right now that is planned to be airdropped for free to that set is Pulse Chain. Its native token, PLS. And the rate at which it is planned to be dropped is at 1 pulse per, or 10,000 pulse per a dollar worth. That's not the right language. 10,000 pulse per. So that's all wrong. It's 1 pulse per point. It's 10,000 points per a dollar equivalent sacrifice. And then there's a 2.5x maximum volume bonus that goes down. If you're the top guy, you get the biggest. If you're less, you get less. If you're less, you get less. And then there's a rate at which the ability for you to earn or generate these points is reduced as time passes from days 5 to 18 or 19. It's 14 days after the first 5. And yeah. So if you were going to, and by the way, I'm a little bit tired here, guys, so sorry I'm not as sharp as normal. I was even more tired yesterday on that live stream I did with Rand. I was on 2 hours of sleep. And I got to tell you, I don't like being low on sleep. I'm not a fan. So if I sacrifice 5,000 ETH, he said, so I mean, 5,000 ETH is worth, I don't know, what is that, 10 million bucks? $1 million bucks? I think it's 10 million bucks. Yeah. So 5,000 ETH is 10 million bucks of USD equivalent. If you were to sacrifice that right now, because the rate is 1, you'd get like 10,000 points times 10 million bucks equivalent. I think it's 100 billion, but I'll check it. Let me check it. It's a great website called wolframalpha.com, and when you're doing these really, really big numbers, it's great for it. So 10,000 times 5,000 times, I'm going to say ETH is 2,200, but let's go look. It's 1957, 1950. 1950, doop. Okay, so before volume bonuses, you're looking at, take your time, Wolfram Alpha. It's not like I'm on a live stream. Just go ahead, take a long time. It doesn't understand the query? Wow, okay, well, my calculator does. That's like 97 billion pulse, basically. But that's before volume. I think at that size, you're probably going to get a good bonus, you know? So you would get a volume bonus depending on your rank at the end of the sacrifice phase. Hope that answers your question. Cool watches. Thanks, man. Let's wind them up. Get going, boys. Now, that's the one thing that's like great about these watches is they're reliable. So they're not going to be all sad about being worn more, which is equivalent to winding them more. When you walk more, it moves more. It's very similar. Pulse chain burns per transaction. How much does it get burnt? 25%. Considering half these block explorers are this bad, I doubt a live leaderboard is worth the hassle. I hear you, man. I hear you. I mean, you don't know how bad these blockchains are until you try and use them. And then you're like, wow, there's no docs. The docs that do exist, they don't work. The things that you type into the console don't do what they're supposed to. They actually pop errors. And you're like, okay, like this has been around for 10 years. Like, come on. We can sleep when we're dead. Nice. When shall I expect the attendant to hand me my bonus card? After the sacrifice phase has ended, and take some time to add all this stuff up. So like if you want to do a TWAP for some of these coins that don't have a TWAP feed anywhere, well, it takes work to do that. So I can't give you a specific time on how long it's going to take to
let's do the 5-minute chart. Put
all that data from each chain together with its price and do all that math and stuff. Might take a couple days, few days, if I'm guessing. So you should know the final state of the sacrifice sets ranking, volume ranking within a few days. I mean, unless you do the math quicker and then, hey, send it to me, I'll check it, you know? It's all public, so the one thing that needs to be released is the index for certain chains of index ID and the derivation path to the MetaMask address. So that needs to be made public. Everything else is public. So Hex has the properties of Bitcoin as a store value, and Pulse is a better version of ETH. Yeah, But I mean, Hex does more than that, right? Like, it does more than store value. It's really awesome. I saw someone make the analogy that, like, I made a better Bitcoin and then I made a better ETH. It was like, sounded cool. I like the way that sounded.
That's crazy how this.
Congrats, Richard. Thanks.
Man. It's crazy.
I'm guessing if one wants to live a long life, weight management and good sleep might help. Plus intermittent fasting. Yep. I agree with everything you just said, buddy. At least I'm doing the healthy eating thing. It's honestly refreshing to hear a business owner that's actually attuned to the technical needs and aspects of not just running a business, but what you're doing now. Yeah, I mean, I know what's up, man. I've been deep in the weeds, back office, front office, B2B, B2C, you name it. I've done it, man.
Man. Look, if you're watching this right now, man, this guy has...
Is the ERC snapshot before or after the sacrifice?
Like, he's the dark horse,
well,
dark horse
you
of crypto.
can't.
He's literally the dark horse of crypto. Like, there's less than 250,000 holders, and his token is number 3, right behind Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum birthed so many other different tokens. People don't even know who Hex is. Hex is not even on a lot of exchanges. Hex has not even went viral yet. This is crazy.
That are like everything's running fine. Sacrifice has started. Public testnet. Next thing that gets released, everyone can see how awesome the code is. It runs. Then you get some adoption from dApps and people that run front ends to point to the new servers, and then you set a date for the fork to happen. That's it. So it's sacrifice already started. Release the code for public testnet. Should happen this next week. And testnet runs good. People on ramp, they use it, they like it. You set a date, and you have the fork, and then the 10,000 plus new coins come into existence. I mean, it's a great question. I should write that down somewhere. Thanks a lot. What? You're welcome. The crypto Mount Rushmore is Satoshi, Vitalik, Richard, and who do you think the fourth Richard?
Right.
I'm gonna go with like Fluffy Pony because Monero is useful, right? Like you want anonymity, you want privacy. Well, it does that.
That's like
so,
right.
I mean, yeah. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero. I think that's a good top 4. And if I'm in there, great. I mean, look, I just used all these wallets to check them out, and Monero's wallet's good. They even have a merchant mode you can click. So that as a merchant, you have a chance of being able to hand out addresses and track payments and stuff. Cool. Good stuff. I was able to get some hacks with Atomic Wallet from Bitmart. How do I get P-Hex? You got to wait for the Pulse Chain network to actually exist on mainnet. Richard, what's your price prediction for Hex and Pulse Chain? I never do that. You're never going to get anything like that from me. I don't do price predictions for things I've created. Is Richard Branson your dad? Very similar facial features. Is he proud that his son is now richer than him? Some funny questions. Making my Pulse Chain political statement. Nice. Will there be staking on Pulse? Yes. There's just no time component like there is in Hex. I sacrificed some ETH. Everything's smooth. Glad to hear it. Let's go check the numbers. Let's see what the sentence people are saying. One sec. Nice. They've got over $3 million. Epic. That's wonderful news. let me fix this. I'll be right back on cam in a second, guys.
Crazy. Hex to the moon, boy. Man.
I can't believe that I streamed for 20 minutes to a blank audience earlier. Sorry about those guys.
That is crazy, man. I'm so glad Hex. I got some Hex, man. Crazy.
Just give me a second. All right. There we go. So 3 million. Make a tweet. Let's put the camera back on. Lol. Camera, where are you? Where are you, camera? It's dark in here, camera. Welcome back. Yeah, they've got $3 million in donations so far. Sense Foundation. It's amazing. Thanks, everybody. Thanks very much. Awesome. Really cool stuff. SENS.org. If you're going to donate crypto, you got to email them. airdrop@sens.org. Let's check some balances. So they've got, and look, they're dumping it. They're dumping it and putting it right in their bank account. So they got 3 million sent to the account. Pretty sure. Maybe they only sent 1.5 yet. I'm getting pretty tired, but she said 3 million in donations total so far. Awesome. So I'm watching. I'm already on the page. I'll just look at their Bitcoin address anyway. See if they got any other big stuff they might not see yet. Like unconfirmed stuff. Like Bitcoin transactions take 10 minutes per confirmation on average. So, you know, it takes a while for it to hit your Coinbase account, which is what they're using. Yeah, okay, Block Explorer. Just take your time, man. Like, I didn't hit F5 a minute ago. Come on. Go. Crypto, man.
Man, Hex is going to $1.
Better.
Hex is going to $1 very soon. Hex might get to number 2 and number 1. It might.
Hex price
The chart is just insane.
13.2. And I'm just scrolling through some of these other chains to see if there's anything interesting going on.
Green days. Jesus.
I think the Ethereum chain is the most exciting other than the Sense Foundation. So far on Ethereum, sacrificed 33.5 million and 2 million, 35.7 million so far, with 29.5 of that being Hex and USD value, 29.5 million. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. This political statement that blockchains are speech and that speech is a protected human right, I guess it's very popular.
It is.
I believe, because I see people sacrificing to support it. Good stuff. Back to chat. Oh yeah, check Bitcoin. 122 Bitcoin. I think it's up like maybe 2 since we last checked. It's like up 80 grand. Once you sacrifice your Hex, will the current price at sacrifice be locked? Yeah, it's the time-weighted average price, unless it's too inconvenient, and then it's just the easiest, price at that moment. It's very easy to know the Hex sacrifice prices because they're on Etherscan. So you can go to etherscan.io and you can click a sacrifice and then you can click its hex dollar value, and when you click it, it'll switch between now and what it was then. And it just makes life so easy. And as long as their price feed is good, which it may be, then, it's pretty easy. When you introduce TWAP, a lot harder. Doable, a lot harder. So in summary, you're going to get like the prices at or near when you did your sacrifice. Like the Sense Foundation, it's when they dump it. Except for the time value, which is when you sent it. The volume value is when they dumped it. And then I got asked this question earlier. The answer's the same. Is there a difference between staking p-hex and Pulse? Yeah, wildly different. Hex monetizes time, and they're totally different.
Damn.
You can stake them both, but they're totally different. $204 ETH is the largest ETH sacrifice, says chat here. Hi, Richard. I have someone asking me here if you can sacrifice more than once on pulse.info. Yeah. Yes, you can. I'm going all in. Is there an initial market cap prediction? I don't do that. I know.
This ain't going all in. Goddamn.
The difference is, someone else is explaining to them.
What did it say?
By the way, I haven't seen any scammers in chat. I expected like Scam Festival. So either the mods are killing them before I ever see them, or they're just scared to even try. So that's pretty awesome. You said Hex monetizes the best aspects of human behavior. Very cool. Does Pulse Chain build on this?
Man, crypto is very, very small. It's crazy how like this token has literally $80 billion in it within the holders. It made people rich. It's making people money. People have value locked up for a very long time. And just even right now, there's only like 2,000 people watching, and it's very intelligent individuals. There's a terminology gap between the noobs and the veterans. It's very interesting, but 250,000 holders in general that Hex at people holding, and that much money is $70 billion out of 250,000 holders. It's crazy.
Monetize time. But Pulse, it kind of more monetizes network effect. And, hey, Elon Musk on TV saying he wants to save the environment. We got you, bro. Hey, everybody's priced out of Ethereum. They can't afford to do anything. We got you, bro. Hey, you like NFTs? Guess what? You got all your NFTs on a new chain. There you go. You like that? Hey, you like free coins? Like, it's a different thing, I think there's a reason that the Hex Telegram group has been around 10 times as long, but has less members than the Pulse Telegram group. Because it's just easier to scale Pulse because people understand what it is more easily. Because Hex is new and innovative and the world never saw anything like it before. But Pulse is just easier to understand. And because it's the world's largest airdrop, it just tags onto more communities,
Right.
So it's kind of scales with virality. It's just different, man. Like, I think they're both going to be awesome. Look at it this way. Like, does everyone have a Ford? No. Does everyone have a Chevy? No. Lots of people have each of them? Yes. Does everyone have a van? No. Does everyone have a convertible? No. But everything has its niche, and so you really want to have amazing products and value propositions in different verticals if you want to make the world a better place, Some people with bad English ask the worst questions, man.
Damn.
There is no Pulse chain on MetaMask. It is its own chain. If you're buying a PLS token on MetaMask, if you're buying a PLS token on Uniswap, you're getting scammed. If you're buying an E-Hex on on Uniswap, you're getting scammed. If you're buying ePulse on Uniswap, you're getting scammed. None of these things exist yet, so don't get scammed.
Right.
Let's see what we got here. By the way, for the record, how funny was it when I thought that the Bitcoin sacrifices were 1,000 times larger than they really were? That was funny. That was really, really funny. Oh my God. Oh man, that was hilarious. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, how are the Bitcoin guys killing the Ethereum guys so bad? They're just beating them. And you're like, oh, because you misread the units, and these are millibits, not full Bitcoins. Oh, it all makes sense now. Unbelievable. This is why we verify. This is why everyone else has been given the tools to monitor these things.
That's right.
Because, it's important. Richard, you have your microphone overdriven. All right, well, there you go. That ought to be about 2 decibel of space there. Thanks for the heads up. I hate it when it clips, so I appreciate the heads up. Somebody says, just sacrificed 5 ETH. Very excited. I have USDC. Is it better to swap to Hex and then sacrifice, or swap to ETH and then sacrifice? Just sacrifice the USDC.
That's right.
Because when you swap things, you incur a 0.3% fee just in the swapping.
That's right.
That's like the standard rate for all automated market pairs like Uniswap. And then if you're silly and do it in MetaMask, you pay an extra 0.8% just because they take your money. You just don't read the instructions or whatever. So if you're doing swapping, I would use oneinch.io or matcha.xyz, matcha.xyz. What a terrible URL. I have to spell it every time. Hate spelling URLs. So yeah, that's where we're gonna get the best rates, because it load balances your order across a bunch of different liquidity sources, and you just get better order execution. You save like thousands of dollars depending on how big your order is. I think some guy sold like 2.4 million market dump like maybe a week or two ago, and he paid like $16,000 in fees to MetaMask just to forward his order to oneinch.io for him.
Wow.
You just lost 16 grand, dude. Noob. So I think sacrificing USDC would incur none of that. This is assuming your USDC is on the Ethereum network, which most commonly is. The thing is, like, if you swap stuff for Hex, you are basically speculating on the Hex price, which has worked out very well since it's up 265,000%. But it's not guaranteed, there could be a dip. Who knows, right? So, yeah, if you're not doing the speculation thing and like trying to time price and stuff, then sacrificing USDC seems to make sense. How do you know if the sacrifice has been received on the other end? Yeah, like it's easy to tell for Bitcoin, because I wrote a guide on how to set up a watch-only wallet in Electrum. And so you can see in real time the transactions hit the wallet. It's easy for XRP, it's easy for AVAX, it's easy for ETH, because you can see the transaction hit. The chains it's not easy for. It's easy for Monero as well if you follow the instructions that I published on twitter.com/RichardHartWin. The chains that are hard are the ones that have poor infrastructure and do not support HD wallets. And those are Dogecoin, Litecoin, probably Zcash. So I don't know what's going on those chains right now because I don't have tools on this computer set up to do it. So we'll just have to wait until someone imports the derived address list. So either there's 2 ways to monitor what's going on those chains. One, you find a wallet that supports importing XPub to make a watch-only wallet. Or 2, you derive the list of addresses from the XPub and then import that somehow by editing the wallet.dat or by having a script access the console and inject import pub key commands. Those are two options I know of. And then you'll be able to monitor the blockchain. You could also find a website that has a node that supports you uploading a watch list. There's ways to do it. But in the end, a node has to talk to the blockchain and show you all the transactions. And then you need to tell it, I care about these transactions. Show me their balances. Show me every transaction that was involving these public addresses. You could even, I mean, if you're hardcore enough, you could just go to the blocks directly and pull the data out without a wallet.
That's right.
You know, like it is just data, right? So it sucks that because their blockchains are so poorly developed that you have to hire a developer in order to try and figure out whether you got paid on that chain or not. Man, that seems like it's going to be a real hard sell for enterprise. How do you tell if you've been paid? You can't. Horrible. Like, come on. So horrible. So yeah, on the chains that just are poorly developed, we're going to have to wait for one of those methods I just told you about. Chat. Or let's check some balances. Oh, let's check chat first. Actually, your questions are hard. So so to confirm, we can send hex via an Eth address to the send site. Nope, they don't accept hex. They do not. Do not send your hex to the do not send your hex to the Sense Foundation. They don't accept it. Somebody says, I've sacrificed thousands of ADA. How do we know if it's been received? Well, the XPub has been published, but it doesn't have an XPub prefix because they do things a little weirdly over there. So you're going to have to figure out how to turn that master key, which is published on, I mean, look, if you saw it in the Block Explorer and you sent it to the address that you got from pulse.info, that's as good as you can do. If you want to see it hit on the blockchain, well, then you know you hit on the blockchain because you already have your transaction. So you individually can see your own, no problem. But for everyone else to see everybody else's at the same time, I just explained how you have to derive all the addresses or use a wallet that supports XPub watch only. One of those two things if you want to see everyone else's. But if you can see your own on Block Explorer, you're already fine. I mean, I think that I think what would be smart would be for me to just derive, a whole giant ton of addresses from these master keys and then just publish those. And then you can Control F that list and see that your key was there or the address that you got issued was in the derivation path. And therefore, hey, you're good to go, But I'm not doing it today. I'm tired, but you can do it. So you can go download a tool. Ian Coleman, don't download a fake one. It'll steal all your keys. But since you're just doing XPub stuff, I don't really think you can lose your keys because you're not like pasting your keys into it. So you can download a tool called Ian Coleman's BIP39 tool. He has a website. God, I hope you don't get a fake one. But you can go to the GitHub and download it, and then you can run it locally. And
somebody said, I just
you can then derive all of the addresses from these master keys. But it's not going to work for every chain. Like I'm pretty sure that tool doesn't work for ADA.
I probably put more in too.
I don't actually, off the top of my head, have a good tool to derive the addresses from ADA. Googling it or
see if we can get
asking devs.
We can get rich, right?
Will Pulse Chain fix a front-running problem that exists on Ethereum? Look, addressing miner extracted value and front-running is a computer science thing, and there are tools to address it, like flashbots and MEV-Geth, and these things take time. So I don't, you're going to have, Ethereum has those issues, every MEV chain has those issues. Pulse will have those issues, which is why you have limits in you have default limits set in your Uniswap so that there's a max slippage you'll pay, and you just won't let someone front run you more than that. And so if it's 0.5% for someone to front run you, they're going to buy, lose 0.3%. They're going to have to sell after you, lose 0.3%. So they're already at 0.6% loss. So in theory, a 0.5% slippage limit protects you from front running or sandwich attacking related. It's an advanced question, and everybody's doing fine. Like, yes, MEV exists. Yeah, I don't like it, but it exists, and people are doing stuff to fight it, and then, it's a war. So it's better than having your centralized exchange to steal all your money. If you want to know how to sacrifice, go to Hexologist's Twitter, Hexologist, and his pinned tweet has a video on how to do it. Nice. Why not time lock staking like on Pulse like Hex? Hex already does it. Let Pulse do a different thing. Some of these questions are just too hard for me to answer. I'm too tired. Like explain bridges, too tired, man. I missed out on Hex because my Bitcoin wallet started with a 3. Bro, we supported SegWit addresses. What are you talking about? Oh, is that a multi-sig? Are 3 addresses multi-sigs? I think they are. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, dude. You should have been a smart whale and, sent it to a wallet that didn't start with a 3, and then you could have sent it back after the snapshot. Ancient history. Or you also could have found your way into Hex a million other ways that weren't free claiming, eh?
Basically.
It's only up 265,000%. Let's go look.
Jesus. Now I turned $400 to a monster.
Really?
But I can't touch it for like 8 years.
How many tabs do I have here? 261,000%. Without staking. With staking, some people are up more than double that. Hey, Richard, to keep your PLS once it's been airdropped, do you have to make a transaction on the wallet to keep them within 30 days? You need to actually move them to a whole new address, dude. Because the software is going to go and look, and it's going to go like, hey, you got some freemium PLS as an ETH holder? Congrats. But now you don't get that anymore. You lose that. It just deducts it. And so if you don't want to get it deducted, you got to stop using that address and send it to a different address. I have MetaMask and searched for XRP, and it's not in the list.
Tell me, bro.
XRP is a whole different chain, man.
Right, you got to add a network, man.
You can't trade or use XRP through MetaMask. You can get issued an XRP address to use on the XRP network to sacrifice to. So you can go to pulse.info with MetaMask turned on and click XRP, and it's going to send you an XRP address. You need to include the memo that's there. So when you get your XRP software to send, you need to include that memo, or you won't get any points. Outperforms the 2x increase in rate over the last 14 days. I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like a speculation thing you're trying to do there with the market timing, Don't know. The price USD that is used to count the points with the same day or each day? Well, the first 5 days are the same, then increases 5% per day for the next 14 days. These are great questions, guys. I mean, thank you for taking the time to ask them. Somebody says, I sent ETH and Hex and have no idea if I did it right. Well, man, just go to the address, and if you send it to the right address and you send it from your MetaMask and you are logged into your MetaMask and you have the keys and seed words to it, don't know what else you can do. That sounds like the best you can do. Like, when you use MetaMask, it shows you activity, and you can see what you've done, and then you can click the tab and click Etherscan and see your transaction. So it's all public. It's all on chain. You can see the history of what you did right now. Hey, Richard, maybe the XRP dropdown guy does not know that XRP is Ripple. Could be. Good point. Congrats on the launch, Richard. Also, 1,800 people watching live. Nice. Richard, what's your next project after Pulse? Stop being so fat. There's a lot going on, man. Let's focus on one thing at a time. How come I rarely wear the top hat anymore? I have nice hair. I don't want to cover up my beautiful hair, and it makes a little bit of a shadow over my face as well. I wore it a couple streams ago. I did an interview with an XRP developer, and I wore my top hat for a while. It was only like 3 streams ago, maybe. Richard, how do you feel about Hexagons independently sponsoring events with Hex's advertising? Sounds cool to me. I mean, getting the word out's great, right? When is a snapshot? You got to scroll back. I already covered that. Let's go check the numbers, guys. 123 Bitcoin. I think that's still $4 million bucks. And the ETH chain. $35 million plus 2.2. It's like 37.3 million USD worth on the ETH chain. I think these other chains are like pretty not much going on here. Like AVAX has got 94 AVAX. I think that's like $1,000 maybe. And what else? We've got, you know what you guys should do in chat? Go tell these other communities that there's adoption being brought to their chains. Make sure they know that it's happening, because I haven't gone and read it and posted on any of the threads. Hey, look, guys, there's someplace you can actually use this coin. Go do that. Go on these subreddits, go on these communities, go on Twitter, and let these people know that there's something awesome that they can do with their coins to support an awesome political message that speech is a protected human right and blockchains are speech.
Just
go do it. Let them know, because I didn't. So it'd be really awesome if you guys did.
Right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I'd love to see the Monero balance. I'd love to see the, maybe somebody on Twitter followed my instructions and actually set it up already. I'm getting pretty tired, so maybe when I'm chilling in chat at t.me/pulsechaincom or t.me/hexcrypto, you got to follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/richhartwin. Maybe when I'm doing that stuff, I'll check out that watch wallet. I mean, there might even be a chain I forgot that is supportive.
I still do not understand your project. I'm
like,
stupid. Damn.
Oops. Like Zcash, I haven't even
hard
tried
to
to check
give up
it.
ETH,
Who knows? Maybe there's $1 trillion of Zcash there. Who knows?
When it was mostly dead, for the speech.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, if you got any other good questions, ask them now, because I wouldn't mind like setting up a wallet and checking the Monero sacrifices and such.
Yeah.
It's hard to give up the ETH, but lost more than that when it went below 2K. They're now all for speech, damn it. That felt good. Nice, man. Let's go see if we got any updates on the amount the Sense Foundation got. Because those millions, that's awesome, man. We're trying to help save everyone's life. Can't do better than that. We're trying to save everyone's life. Sammy Chica says, I liked your hair long. Well, that's one of us. This is so much more convenient. All right, 1 second.
How dog? Why?
I'm going to go check the
Hell yeah, he
Sense thing.
Right. Yeah, he definitely cashed.
Be right back.
Man. For real.
You'll still be able to hear me, though.
He cashed folks out. Seriously. Hex changed a lot of people's lives, man. That's crazy. On the low, though, they changed a lot of people's lives on the low. Damn.
Over 3 million. Oh, they got 4.5 million, I think. So they said they got 3 million in crypto and 1.5 million in bank wires, I think. But I'm not sure. Maybe that means that they just got 3 million in crypto and then they dumped 1.5 million of it.
Man, Richard Hart,
how much
man.
crypto?
Crazy. That's insane. Number 3 crypto. Oh my God.
They said they got probably another 1 million. Nice.
Crazy.
That's awesome.
Number 3 crypto. Insane.
Let's just say that the Sense Foundation is very nice and thankful and kind. They say nice things.
He said, you're watching the stream in a stream. Hey, it's a celebration, man.
I'm just waiting on an answer here. Mostly crypto and 150,000 PayPal. All right. Well, awesome.
Then you lit. If you got some hex, then you lit. If you got some hex, then you lit, man. Why you tripping, bro? If you got some hex, man, this is a stream of a stream. Yeah, I'm basically, cause look, I already know Richard's finna, he been on here for hours, man. I ain't gonna lie. But I had to go and do it, man. It's a special time. I sacrificed my hex. None of my hex. I made a sacrifice today, and I'm in day 1. And it's less than. Look, I want you to understand this, man. Whoever listen to this, there's less than 500,000. Let me see.
So millions of bucks. Cool. I'm happy with it in terms
How
of
many hex holders? Hold on. Look, man. It's less than 250,000.
Let's spin the watches up one more time. See if you guys got any sick questions. Then I'm gonna hang out and chat a little bit. See if I can set up that Monero wallet watch. I should already have it left over.
Man, look, hex is number 3.
And
hex is number 3.
Yeah.
And hex only has 226,000 holders. And it's at number 3.
Let's put some links here.
Go see how many holders Ethereum has.
Type them questions.
Go see how many holders Bitcoin has. Go see how many holders Binance has. Go see how many holders Ripple has. It's ridiculous. And they have, hex is at number 3. Number 3, man, with only 260,000. I'm one of the 260,000 people in the world that possess the most appreciating asset in history. Man, bro. Yeah, man. I had to go live, man. Richard going crazy today. So
hitting you with the links, homies.
That's what it is. Another layer 2. No,
like
hex.
Free self-help books. Absolutely.
Look, hex is basically a certificate of deposit, but on crypto. It's the first ever. You basically can take your crypto and you can take hex and lock it up for X amount of years, for days, whatever, and you gain T shares. But hex is basically like Wise. I don't know if you heard of Wise, but
thanks for everything. Thank you
hex
guys.
was
You guys
first.
are amazing.
So it's really basically a certificate of deposit cryptocurrency, and
I'm really proud
it's the most appreciated asset in cryptocurrency. Period.
And
ever since it came out, it's the highest performing asset. And it's ranked number 3 now, but they're being blackballed by CoinGecko. They're blackballed by CoinMarketCap.
You know,
this
everybody in the
absolute
Hex
truth,
community is a
man.
volunteer.
And I bought
So
Hex.
all these
I put
moderators that you
I
see
had millions of
moderating these
Hex,
chats,
man, and
Telegram,
I sold
and
it
YouTube,
when
these
it
are all
was
volunteers.
at rank number
Nobody's
15.
getting
You know what I'm saying? Because it
all these
went up so
websites
crazy.
But
I still got
Vision,
staked. I got Hex staked for like 7-8 years, man.
Hex.win
6 years,
charts.
and it's a lot of
Those
money.
are all volunteers. Backuphex.com, Hexmob.win.
Hex is the original DeFi king.
Volunteers.
I'm being honest with you.
So the Hex community
Original
is
DeFi
amazing.
king, bro.
Builds awesome stuff.
For real.
And
Look at the charts, man. It's a
it's
bull market
just
king.
a wonderful, wonderful community to be a part of. And now they're funding charity.
Made good money.
You know. Now there could be.
Yeah, I did, man. I still made money. I made great money, man.
And they might
I made a stake for like $300. It's like
have anything to do with it. And this
man,
could
it's
be
like 13 grand.
That's funding.
It's 13 grand now, $300, and I can't
really
touch it for like years.
So
I got like hella stakes for like
the
5
chat room
years,
bigger than the
10
next
years,
chat room.
4 years.
I don't know how much
like
crossover there is. There might be
man.
some people that are just into Pulse and not into Hex, and I need to learn and feel that out and figure it out as time goes on.
I still bought some Hex anyway for the screenshot.
It's really interesting.
It's going to be the biggest
really
airdrop in world's history.
So these
World
millions
history,
of dollars
man.
have been given to charity that might save some lives.
It's going to be crazy.
That's the highest and best thing you can do as a human being is heal other people.
You're going to hear. You might not hear it now, but you're going to hear it very soon, man.
Good job, guys. I'm proud of you.
They just blackballed it, bro.
I'm gonna go hang out, chat, and then get some sleep. Maybe check out some of these other chains.
We got it, man. Richard out here, and we lasted through the stream
because it would be nice to see how those chains are doing the sacrifice phase.
That's right. Hold on.
You guys are awesome. I hope everyone's dreams come true. Go to pulsechain.com.
Are you into shitcoin flipping? Yeah, man. I flip shitcoins
Hex.com. T.me/Hex Crypto. T.me/PulseChain.com.
I flip shitcoins on my Patreon.
T.me/Cyber.
Join the Patreon, man. If you want to.
Twitter.com/RichardHartWin. YouTube.com/RichardHart. Likes.
I haven't gone live in a minute, but I do a lot of good content.
Tell those other communities.
My videos is hilarious.
We're bringing some adoption.
I talk about a lot of
to their blockchain
low market
choice.
altcoins, gems, different blockchains, but primarily, I'm into everything, and I'm an entertainer too. We have an actual show.
It looks like we've got Lehman who's connecting.
All right, man. Hey, everybody watching now, man. That was Richard Hart. It was a celebration because Hex is going to the moon. It took a little dip. It's down. Look, it just hit a high as 14.7 cent. And now it took a little dip, but I'm still holding my Hex. I think Hex is going to get even more in the morning time. And while everything else is dipping, see Binance is pumping a little bit, but that's a fake pump. It's not going to last. But crypto is my retirement. And I hope that y'all is the same. I hope it's the same for y'all. Y'all have a good day.